And today I'm very grateful and very thankful to have Marcus Sniffles here on the line. He is a gamer. He's a streamer on YouTube. He streams some Modern Warfare, some Modern Warfare 2, some Warzone. He's got some really cool kill clips and just some funny videos overall. Very grateful to have you on here. He's a father as well, just like me. So that's a cool connection there. But yeah, Marcus, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Glad to be invited. Glad to be on here. Looking forward to it.
Perfect. So where are you from?
My parents are, I'm kind of a military brat, so I was kind of grew up all over the place a little bit, but I usually just tell people Florida.
Nice. Florida. Okay, word. I'm originally from Colorado, but I live here in South Carolina now, so pretty close to Florida. Are you still in Florida right now?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. What level in life are you, or what age are you?
Mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
So,
okay.
yeah, I'm old compared to the most of the kids that I see that I play online with. So
yeah, I know how it feels. I'm about 30 years old, so
yeah, I've seen some kids on there that are like my kid's age. I'm like, wow, I've been doing this for a long time, but you know, it is what it is. Like I have fun doing it, so it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. It makes me think back to when I used to play like Halo, and just like get killed by like an 8-year-old or something, like screaming to the microphone.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So can you tell us like more about like your gaming journey? Like, how did you get started in the gaming world, and like what kind of age did you start gaming?
Oh man, I feel like I've been gaming my entire life. Feels like I think the first gaming system I played was the first Nintendo. Like when I was a kid, my uncle, he's about maybe like 10, 12 years older than us.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of one of the younger cool uncles. So he had that stuff growing up.
Oh yeah.
So whenever he got was like, he had a Nintendo. So whenever we went to my grandparents' house, we would play that. But then the Super Nintendo came out. So he got that, and then we got the Nintendo. So it kind of progressed that way as we grew up, as he grew up, as gaming got bigger. So it's just kind of been a part of my entire life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Actually, it's funny. I was the first game I ever played too was like on the Nintendo. It's some Super Mario Brothers, classic game. If that's awesome, I love that you got in there with like your family. I think that's kind of how it happens. I think for a lot of people, right? And they kind of like get into gaming because like their brother or their uncle or something's playing it. So, what is your all-time favorite video game that you play? Was it Warzone?
No. My all-time favorite game, Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation 2. That game is, for my money, best game all time. Like that's you're not gonna when it comes to like the story at that time, the graphics, but even now 2023, those graphics still kind of hold up. Storyline, soundtrack, action. It was one of the first like action suspense games, and there wasn't really that kind of genre of gaming back then, so it was something different. All the characters, like it was like playing a movie, and most games I didn't feel like at the time a lot of games took that kind of care into the gameplay and the cutscenes and the storyline. Just everything about that game to me, just perfect. Just can't beat it.
Yeah, it was a classic game for sure. So did you grow up, or once you like got away from like the Nintendo, did you like go like more into like PlayStation, or did you have Xbox too?
Yeah, so we went up like Super Nintendo. We were big on the 64 for a good long time.
Oh yeah.
And then I did Xbox for a little bit with Halo. Obviously, I think everybody probably played that.
Yeah.
One of the original first person shooters. But then after a while, I just kind of branched off into PlayStation, because like you only needed the Xbox to play Halo, but like if you wanted to play other stuff, it was like, well, I can do all this other stuff here. And I just kind of stuck with PlayStation. I think their game, and it was probably Metal Gear Solid that really did it. It was just like, I can only play this here. Well, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those exclusives definitely draw you. Like I was always had like Xbox. I was like, I kind of wish I had a PlayStation so I could play some of these games that aren't accessible on Xbox.
Yeah.
So that was always kind of a bummer. But I had a couple of friends so I could always play those games on. So how do you feel like your balance with like gaming and your personal life has been throughout life, and how have you kind of like learned to balance that?
Um, I think it's pretty balanced. I think I have a an understanding wife when it comes to this. So I'm not gonna do the whole like, oh, I game for like 12 hours out of the day and
Yeah.
just ignore my responsibilities. But it's like,
Hmm.
you have to, you know, take care of your kids, give your spouse attention, do all of that stuff. And then, I like to do my gaming. She likes to watch certain TV shows that I'm not really into, but it's like you have to, yeah, you got to balance it out because
Hmm.
you just can't be too one-sided when it comes to that. So there are sometimes it was a little bit challenging when my kids were younger
Yeah.
because it was just like, they were a little bit up, but now it's like, they go to bed and I'm like, all right, good to go.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. With a young kid myself, it can be like, oh, I'm in the middle of the game. Oh, I'm not on the game anymore. So yeah, like I'm just
But yeah,
got.
it's like I gotta get off. There's been a diaper emergency or something like that. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. And so, what is like some of the biggest challenges you faced as a gamer? What game do you think was like probably like the most challenging for you, and how do you overcome that game?
mm, um okay, so right now I don't really stream it, but I am playing God of War
Oh
right
yeah.
now, and I enjoy the game, right? But then it's like you get to some of the puzzles and you have to like move a box here, hit
Hmm.
this letter at certain times. It's just like, man, I didn't come here to do that. I didn't come here to solve puzzles and riddles. I came here to like, fight zombies and monsters and stuff. So that's kind of annoying. But as far as like actual challenges, I think the real challenge for me is um the social media aspect of it.
Oh
Because
yeah.
it's like, you do it and you do it for fun, when it comes to streaming and playing the game. You obviously, I play games. I was playing games before I played it on YouTube. Before YouTube
Mhm.
was even a thing. Jeez, I'm old. Before YouTube was even a thing, I was playing video games. So it's like, what's the difference? But you got a YouTube channel, or a Twitch stream.
Mhm.
You obviously want to grow it. You obviously want to have an audience. So it's like, okay, well, I got to make clips. I got to post on Instagram. I got to post on TikTok. I got to post, wherever on YouTube, like
Mhm.
all this stuff. So that's kind of, I did have an issue with that towards the beginning where it's just like I just wanted to play and then get off. But now it's like, all right, you got to play while you're playing, take notes. Where's the clip at? Where's the
Yep.
funny clip at? Try to be entertaining while you're doing it, and then it's just a lot of multitasking. So that I think that's the part that a lot of people don't think about when they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna start a gaming channel and just get to it.
Yeah. No, definitely. I recently started my channel too, for like the Twitch stream, and it's like it's a lot more work than you think. Everyone
Yes.
like the gamers kind of usually go to the games just like relax. Then it's like, well, there's a lot more than just relaxing at this point when you start the gaming channel.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
be on top of your game. Um, so how do you think your like gaming has like influenced like your personal life and like growth and development? Do you think it's helped at all?
Personal life, I feel like it's something that it helps me and like family and friends stay connected. Like I remember when I was in the military for a while, and when I first left, that was playing online was the thing that kept me and my friends connected. So I mean, I've had these friends since I was in middle school,
Right.
and now we're all in our mid-30s and we're all connected. And back then we didn't really have like we had Facebook, but it wasn't like we didn't have like Twitter and Instagram back then.
Mhm.
So the way to stay connected was to be like, all right, I'm gonna get on the game tonight. Oh, my buddies from back home are on. And we all get in a party and we're all just playing, talking, catching up, doing things like that. So gaming has really, kept a lot of us closer together when we're, some of us are in different countries. One of my friends is in Hawaii, so his time zone is crazy, but it's always we can always connect there and reconnect no matter, we don't really see each other that often, but we play together all the time. So
Yeah, I think that's an awesome part about gaming is I have the same like I have friends who are like in different like states just like you or way different time zones, but yeah, we could still meet up and still play and still connect like as if we were still close to each other. So I love that aspect of it and being able to like just voice chat and
exactly.
still get that camaraderie with those friends that you've known for a long time. So super important. Um, so can you share like a memorable gaming moment or achievement that you are particularly like proud of?
All right. So the one that I think about often
Mhm.
is it happened. I think it had to been like 2019. I was playing Warzone in Verdansk.
Yep.
And I don't know if you play that game, but like playing that game on solos was just super sweaty. Like I was legit like sweating through my shirt because I'd been playing for a while, but I never got a win in solos, right? So I'm just like I was just like it got down to like the top five. I got down to the top three. Then it's just me and one other guy, and we're in like the wooded area, and like I don't see him. He shoots at me. I kind of get behind a tree. I pull the sniper rifle out. Boom, headshot, victory. I like got up because my wife was at work at the time. So I'm getting up and screaming and celebrating. I called my wife and I was like, "Yo, I finally got a win! I finally got a win!" And she's like, "Is this what you called me for? You called me for this?" But that was like one of the best days of my life because it was so hard to get a win in that game. So I was very excited about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that you said it was Warzone, right?
Yeah,
Definitely. I've definitely played Warzone. Yeah, when you get down to like the last couple people, it gets really intense for sure. It's like the circle's closing in. Like it's just high stakes at that moment. Your blood's pumping. Yeah, it's great. So what gaming? I guess we kind of talked about this. What gaming platform do you prefer? So you're still playing PlayStation right now, then?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Then how do you stay motivated, and passionate about gaming? Like especially if maybe you have you start to get discouraged with gaming. Do you just kind of like step away from games for a while, or what does that look like? Do you ever get like kind of like in a slump with gaming?
Sometimes I will. Sometimes Call of Duty can really kind of break it down a little bit because it's just like, man, there's a lot of really great players out there, and you just feel like you get a bad string of lobbies. It's like, man, I just need a break. So I kind of either just walk away from the game or watch something on TV or go out do something else. But sometimes I like to just go and play like an older game just to kind of just relax. Or Fall Guys is actually a good like decompress game because it's like super chill. It does get competitive, but it is a little bit more chill, and I feel like I'm like way better at that game too. So it's like it's easy to get some easy wins on there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Fall Guys is usually my backup if I'm just like, man, this game is kicking me right now, so let me just go for something else.
That's a great game to just like relax with and just have fun.
Yeah, just just go out there, have a good time. You win one, you don't. It's all right. No big deal. No one's cursing you out over there.
Yeah, definitely. And then so how do you feel like you're interacting with like your gaming community? Like I know you talked about a little bit like how you have to like get on social media and stuff. How do you feel like your growth has been? And do you have like any advice for other streamers that might be starting out or maybe are struggling?
I would say for me is you got to support other people. Like I think it's weird that people will post they'll post clips and post videos and post videos in your DMs and expect you to just like all of them, but then they don't like back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, I liked your stuff, but you haven't liked anything like in 3 months. So it's like it's a community. You want everybody to get a lot of followers, get a lot of stream numbers, get a lot of likes, all that stuff. So there's not like a monopoly on likes. Like if I get 10 likes, that doesn't mean you can't get 10 likes. We all get 10 likes. So the biggest thing that's helped me gain traction on YouTube is just, if you follow my Instagram page, I'm gonna say, hey, you followed me here. I got better stuff on YouTube. And, send me whatever you got. You got a Twitch channel, I will follow you there. You got a YouTube channel, I'm gonna follow you. You got an Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I will follow you. I usually set out like a time throughout the day, like usually in the morning when I'm on the toilet or at night or in the afternoon when I got like a little free time, whatever. I'll just scroll through my feed and just like people's stuff. Like. You DM me something, I'm gonna go to it, I'm gonna like it. Maybe drop a comment, repost, and it's like it's got to be reciprocal. A lot of people just expect to start a streaming channel and an Instagram page, and everybody's just gonna flood to your stuff and just like everything and blow it up for you. And it's like it doesn't work that way. You kind of gotta give something to get something here. So that's helped me. I'll say that a lot of the followers, a lot of the subscriptions I got from YouTube have all been from like Instagram and TikTok. But I also follow a lot of people. I'm also subscribed to a lot of things, but it's all good. Like there's no limit to how many people you can follow.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. No, I think building that community is super important, supporting each other. I think big awesome part about gaming is just like the gaming communities. I know sometimes it get like pretty toxic too, but
Yeah.
like encouraging to like just to connect with people. That's why I like wanted to start this podcast, because it just allows people to kind of get to know the people that they're gaming with, or that they're that they're watching on the stream, and just kind of like build that connection even more. So hopefully they kind of feel a little more close. And I think that really makes a difference for a lot of like the streaming, is just like those real world connections. So I totally agree with you. And I love that you're going out there and being, making those connections. I think that's super important.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful.
Yep.
Like you said, it's a community, and I don't know of any community where it's just one person receiving everything and not giving out. You got to give them something. Like there's a reason I'm here. Like it can't be selfish.
Definitely. I've definitely encountered some of that in my own DMs here. So are there any like genres or styles of games that you haven't played that you're maybe like, ooh, I might get down on that, or like, like any new games that you have your eye on?
I feel like I've played pretty much every style of game just because I'm old. But like there's a few games that I've seen that I've wanted to try, but I don't know, just because it's like, man, I don't want to look bad or anything. But I mean, everybody looks bad in this game apparently, like Elden Ring,
Oh yeah.
something like that. Like games like that. I can't remember. There's another one like that. So I had never heard of The Last of Us until I watched it on HBO. So I watched the show and I'm like, oh, this show's amazing. And then I, like, after an episode or two, like, oh, this is based on a video game. And I went and looked at the video game. I'm like, oh man, this game looks amazing. So I do want to play that before the next season of The Last of Us comes out. And they said the game is just as good as the TV show. So to be able to, take a game like that and translate it to TV that well, the game's got to be amazing. So I would like to try that more story-based gameplay, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I love the fact, like, I love like when they take games, like make them TV shows, and the TV shows are actually good. Like, like The Witcher, like I got down on that game, and then they brought the TV show, and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I love this game. I love this TV show. So
I think what helps with the Last of Us is the people that worked on the game worked on the show, and that tends to be the issue with some adaptations. Like usually, like I like the first Mortal Kombat movie, but I could tell, like, if like the Street Fighter movies, where it's just like, okay, well this is not good, and I don't think you guys actually care about these characters or the story. You're just like, oh well, people like Mortal Kombat, let's just throw it into a movie. And it's just like, well, there's a story, there's some backstory, character development, nothing. So yeah, when you actually have people that like worked on the game, created it and actually care about it, then they put that same level of care and attention into the TV show, and that's what makes it great. You got to care about it.
No, yeah, definitely. That's actually what happened to The Witcher. Like, it was doing really good, and then they just like got away from like the main, like the actual like story of the game. And it's like, why? You had like a beautiful story that the fans all love, and they just go away from it, and it just kills it. And like, so yeah, that's been frustrating. But yeah, I actually really wanted to play The Last of Us 2. I haven't gotten it yet, but probably gonna get that as well, because that was a great show. So
for sure.
And then, have you ever faced like any criticism or like negativity as a gamer, and how did you deal with it?
I can't say I have. I feel like I try to keep pretty positive vibes on my channel and on my social media, and like I said, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's just like, oh, why didn't you like my stuff? And I haven't liked or watched anything. I haven't showed up to any of your streams or nothing like that. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like, good vibes attract good vibes, I guess. It's just, I think all the negativity might come from, like, people that get bitter, that are trying to, I feel like the way bigger, like the people with millions of subscribers and followers, they probably face a little bit more negativity because it's just way more people. But I feel like the community that I have and built up is pretty chill. So I can't say that I have.
That's awesome. Well, that's good to hear. I love to hear it.
Yeah. Hopefully it stays that way. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think I agree with you. Like, putting out those positive vibes definitely does bring back more positivity. There's no doubt about it. So how do you approach like teamwork and cooperation, like multiplayer games, especially like Warzone? I know you can be like teamed up with partners. So how
Yeah.
is it, like communicating with like the fellow gamers through that? You guys use voice chat, obviously, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I usually they have it now to where you can kind of um look for parties that are people that are using a mic because before it was just like you just get in a random party. And a lot of times people don't use mics for some reason nowadays. And I don't know how people play like that because it's like you kind of need to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
But when I first get in there, I usually like to, just say like, hey, what's up? Or what's going on? Something like that to see if people have mics. If not, I just kind of gotta almost do your own thing. But if they do have mics, I tend to just kind of see if anybody takes the lead and see what's going on. And if it's just like, okay, these guys don't really know what's going on, or they're not really doing anything, or don't really have a plan, then I'll kind of step up and be like, okay, let's do this move here, whatever. But yeah, it's I try to keep it balanced.
Nice. Yeah. Do you see yourself as a leader when it comes to like playing games or?
Um, I think somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Like if I get into a game and someone's really like, hey, let's do this, we're gonna go here and do this. I have no problem being like, yeah, let's do that. Let's just do it. We'll do it, whatever. It's not real life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not gonna die for real. So unless you got like some egregious idea where it's just like, there's 20 people in that building, let's just all go in there. It's like, maybe not. But yeah, I'm pretty neutral for the most part.
Nice. Perfect. Um, so what role do you think gaming has like played like in building and maintaining, or I guess we kind of already talked about this, like building friendships and connections. So do you feel
Yeah.
like, I know you connected with like old friends, but do you feel like you've built new friendships along the way through gaming?
Yeah. As far as like internet friends, like there's people that I see that go live that I'm pretty consistent in their chats and in the comments and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a pretty majority of the people that I follow and support. I feel like we're internet friends. That's what I usually like to call it because they're wherever and I'm here and it's cool. So everybody's cool.
Nice. Awesome. So can you share like any funny or memorable moments that you have from a game that just like pop into your head? Like, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that happened in Verdansk for Warzone.
Yep.
So if you play the game, there's like the castle area, and there's like the big tower
Mhm.
and like the helipad in the middle. So me and my friends were at the bottom, and there's a team at the very top, like just kind of laying fire on us. We're just kind of like stuck, and I'm like, man, I'm not going to just stay here and just eat this. Like, now I'm gonna go out and try to get this helicopter and just try to make a play and like get out and like get fire away from you guys. So I'm like, all right, screw it. So I just run to the helicopter and they start firing at me. I get to the helicopter and I'm like celebrating because I'm like, yeah, I did it, I did it. I'm going up in the helicopter, and as I'm going up, as you know, it takes a minute
Mhm.
for it to get going, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get out of here, and then I hear someone has a rocket launcher. So it says rocket locked onto the helicopter. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. As I'm going up. So I'm like, all right, let me just bail out of this thing. I jump out. The rocket hits the helicopter. I'm like, yeah, I made it. And I'm like kind of celebrating as I'm running away. And the helicopter landed on top of me and killed me. I was like,
Oh.
you got to be kidding me. Yeah, I think we lost. I'm pretty sure we lost that match. But I'm pretty sure that video is on my TikTok. I have to see if
Oh
I can
yeah.
find that. But
I'll definitely have to
yeah,
try to check it out.
that's
That sounds like a pretty funny moment.
yeah, me and my friends were playing that. We bring it up all the time because it was super funny. So if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Like I can only imagine. So how has gaming like affected like your creativity and like problem solving skills? Like I know you said like maybe some of the puzzle skills aren't your favorite or puzzle
Yeah.
games. But do you feel like it's helped you at all? Like gaming, like your problem solving or like your like critical thinking, like allowing you like to make quicker decisions quicker.
Yeah, I think it helps with like, being quick on your feet mentally, hand-eye coordination,
Mhm.
um, coming up with the videos and YouTube pictures and for like thumbnails, things like that. And I mean that can apply to other things it can apply to like your own personal life and
Mhm.
things like that. So yeah, I think there's it's not as much as it used to be, but I think there's a lot of positive things that come from gaming. I think like when I was growing up, we didn't really have that. It was a thing where people just thought you're just gonna, you melt your brain playing video games for too long. But
Yeah.
now, as time has gone on, people have seen like the benefits of gaming and things like that. Like I know my kids are at the age where we'll play. My oldest one likes Fall Guys a little bit, and we'll play. You can like download and buy like older games. So we downloaded, I think, like Ninja Turtles or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They like Star Wars, so we'll play that together. So it's just community stuff. Some people play. I know like Mario Party is a big thing. We play that. So there's just a lot of community involved in that, and yeah, it's hard to really find. I feel like the positives outweigh the negatives when it comes to gaming.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think it's definitely, especially if you're not like letting it like take over your life and just gaming like 24/7, like staying up 12-hour periods like you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever have those like times where you were in like there's 12-hour, like you just like stayed up way too late playing games?
Oh yeah. There's been times where I've been up until like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm just like, why am I still up? I have kids and they don't sleep in yet, so I've definitely paid for those long nights before. But I don't know. Sometimes you just get in a groove. And you're just like, I'm just gonna keep going. I'll deal with it in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been in that mode for sure. It's like just one more, then it's like one more happens. Oh, just one more, and just keep going.
One, like, another one. Now we got second place. Now we can win this next one. It just keeps going.
Yeah, definitely. Are there any like specific games or like gaming experiences that have like inspired you in like real life?
Gaming experiences. Um, I think the fact that I was able to kind of because I didn't really, because I always had like a YouTube channel, but I didn't take it as seriously until maybe like a year and a half ago. So the fact that I was able to kind of build something from nothing, I'm not saying I got like 500 subscribers or anything like that, but to be able to build something from nothing, it feels pretty good. And it's almost like, okay, so if I had to do this in like real life, if I had to go out there and like promote my own business or promote someone else's thing, like I could actually do that in real life because I've done it for myself. So I could probably do it for other people. Like I've helped people with their like social media accounts. Like people have been like, hey, I saw what you did here. Can you maybe send out a few tweets or post a few pictures to kind of get some traction going here? So that's helped out in real life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. I thank you for the follow also, Octolypical. Yeah, actually Octolypical asked the same question I asked recently, which is like, have you been up to like 4 or 5 playing games? Yeah, definitely. Then how do you deal with like burnout? Like, do you ever get burnt out with life with like just like all your kids and just like work? And is gaming usually like a release from that burnout?
Yeah. If there's stress and stuff like that, and it's just like, man, this was not a good parenting day or something like that, then if I can just get like an hour and a half to just sit down and just focus on the game and kind of forget everything, it'll kind of reset my mood and kind of get me back on track mentally, at least. So unless I just get destroyed for an hour and a half, then it's like, all right, well, this was bad, but maybe life isn't that bad. Like I could be doing this all day. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely seems like you have a good mindset about you and that positive mindset. So that definitely helps.
Yeah, for sure. You got to, because it's stuff out here. I've seen a couple people's streams, and it's just like, man, like I don't get the people that show up to other people's streams just to hate on them. Like that's weird to me. It's like it doesn't happen to me. It happens from my point of view. It seems to happen to women a lot more. Like, I don't know. It's always, go make a sandwich, get back in the kitchen. It's like, what are you doing here, dog? Like, you don't have to watch this. Like, just turn it off. If seeing a woman play video games bothers you that much, just go follow a dude, I guess. I don't know. It's weird to me.
Yeah, I think it just comes back to like building that community, and it's like, why are you trying to tear people down? Just make friends with people, and that's what gaming is for just having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like we got a question from the chat. So what's your current routine? Like when you get up, wake up and go to bed?
like my daily routine as
Yeah,
far
that looks
as
like, yeah, that's the question is what's your current routine when you wake up and when you go to bed?
um yeah, I mean I usually try to I'm kind of might be a little bit weird, but I wake up really early
Hmm.
and before my kids get up, before my wife gets up, I go to the gym, I come home, do the whole morning routine, take them to school. I work from home, so I kind of do a little bit of work, maybe do a little bit of gaming,
Hmm.
maybe do a little bit more gaming. That's you know, and go pick the kids up. The wife gets home around the same time. We do the family stuff. Uh, we're watching what's the show? Secret Invasion right now,
Okay.
and season 2 of The Bear. So we'll watch like an episode or two of that together, and then she'll usually watch. She watches a lot of like Criminal Minds and true crime shows, and I'm like, I'm good on that. So she'll watch that. I'll
Hmm.
come in here, game for a little bit, and then call it a day. Weekends, totally different. I'm pretty much, in and out of here pretty much the whole weekend because my kids are at the age now where they can kind of do their own thing if they want to. And I usually don't have them in here when I'm playing Call of Duty, but because it can get a little bit intense. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's pretty good life game entertainment fun balance here.
Nice. And so is that like a gaming room you have set up there then?
Yeah, yeah. So I like TV in front, and then I just have my laptop set up here, and I stole the Baby Yoda thing from my kids' room, and I got the Mandalorian helmet from Halloween last year.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is why. If you follow me on YouTube, you will see the same setup. This is where I sit at. So
Nice. Did you
a lot of hours.
did you play or did you watch Mandalorian?
I do. Yeah, that last season. I have thoughts about the Mandalorian. I haven't really. If you want to talk about that, I have thoughts. It's man. Okay, so the first two
Uh-huh.
seasons, I'm like, this is the best thing that Disney Plus has. Like, this is the best show out of everything that they put out of all the Marvel shows, all the Star Wars stuff. This is the best thing that they got because it was one of the first things. So I'm like, man, they came out of the gate swinging. Like, this is great TV, like, period. Not, oh, this is a great Star Wars show or this is a great show for nerd. Like, none of
Mhm.
that. It's just a great TV show, period. And then as Disney Plus and Star Wars kind of expanded with adding stuff and making new stuff and trying to, you know, uh, link everything together. And have you seen all the episodes of Mandalorian?
Yeah,
I
I've
feel
seen
like
them
it's
all. Yeah, even
okay.
even like the
So
ones hidden like in Boba Fett because they hid like those
yeah,
are like the
okay,
best parts of Boba Fett were the Mandalorian ones.
exactly. So that was my major problem. So they had like it's the end of season 2. Grogu and the Mandalorian are like going separate ways.
Mhm.
Mando's being like, "Hey, you're gonna be a Jedi. Go off with Luke Skywalker. This is what you're supposed to do. This is your thing.
Yep.
I'm taking off my helmet. I'm not supposed to do it, but hey, we got to have this connection, and you got to go. But it's the right thing to do." And it was like it was an emotional moment. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, I don't like. I figured, okay, so season 3, it's gonna be, Grogu trying to either become a Jedi or struggle with that. Like, there's gonna be some kind of story where they're
Mhm.
separated, because they've always technically been together.
Yep.
It's almost been like a buddy thing, but now it's like, okay, season 3, they're gonna be apart a little bit, so now we can see the individual growth of both of the characters. But then Book of Boba Fett comes out, the last 2 episodes of that garbage show. That show was so bad. But the last 2 episodes, they reunite. And
Mhm.
it's just like, what? Y'all are just back together now?
Yeah.
Like we just had this big, powerful, emotional separation between the two, and you guys reunite on some random show that
Yeah, I was super surprised by it.
I was like, man, because if you were someone like I'm one of those people. If I start a show, even if it's bad, there's a 95% chance I'm gonna finish that show. I'm gonna watch it all the way through and just complain the whole way. Most of the people that watch Boba Fett, they quit that show. They're just like,
Yep.
I'm not watching. This show is not good. I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. These flashbacks are pointless. Why am I watching this? And they would have been like, oh, well, the Mandalorian's coming back. Let me go and check that out because I love that show. And now you're just like, wait, Grogu and Mando they're back together? When did that happen? How did they meet back up? They
Yeah.
met back in Boba Fett. I gotta go watch that now. Like,
Hmm.
no, like I needed at least like 3 or 4 episodes where those guys were doing their own separate thing, and then eventually came back together. Because obviously they're going to come back together because they're good together. But
Yep.
they needed to have some time apart so we could miss that duo, that team, and then bring them back together in an emotional father son moment or something. They just kind of just ruined it. So that that was annoying.
No, I agree. Actually, we went back to like rewatch Mandalorian, and we forgot that part of the episodes were hidden in Boba Fett. So we're watching. We would go to season 3, and we're like, wait, we're missing something. Like, where'd half of it go? And we realize, oh yeah, it's in Boba Fett. We have to watch part of Boba Fett again. So that was like, I don't know why they did that. That was sort of confusing. But I want to go back to actually when you were talking about your hobby and like working out, because I think that's a super important part of just like keeping your like your mental game strong. And like I think it does have an effect on your gaming. Have you always been someone who's like been like, you know, who like works out and like adds exercise into their life?
Yeah, so that, like I said, when I was growing up, there was always this stigma around gamers and
Hmm.
gaming. It was just like, oh, it's just these, these weird guys that live in their mom's basement that
Yeah.
have like acne and don't know how to talk to girls and stuff like that. And I had never really seen that. So like
Hmm.
as I said, I grew up playing video games, but I also like, played football and,
Hmm.
played sports, did all the other regular things that guys do growing up. So I just was like, I thought everybody was like this. And I honestly I didn't really see the other side of that, and because I actually worked at a video game store. I worked at GameStop for
Oh yeah.
a few years. So when I was there, I kind of I that's where I was like, okay, I see why people kind of say certain things, but there's still regular people, not like I said, there are some people that are just like, I never go outside. I don't have any kind of interaction with anybody. I
Hmm.
just stay indoors and play Warcraft for 20 hours a day, drinking orange soda. Like those people are out there, but I feel like a majority of people have pretty balanced lives. Like they have a family, they go out, they do other things. It's not just strictly just gaming all the time.
Yeah, I think that balance is super important because
Gotta have it. Yep.
it just leaves you like so far behind in life, you know. Like if you're not ever focusing on like keeping yourself healthy or strong, or like I noticed like I was always a big athlete too, like, you know, I was into ice hockey and stuff like that, but I started like develop like some like asthma stuff, and so I kind of got out of like the sports, and it's went into like to gaming full stop, and I found myself like starting to gain weight during freshman year of college, and it's like,
Mhm.
all right, I gotta go back into working out again, like take care of myself, because I was starting to go down, like I gained like 30 pounds freshman year, just like
Yeah.
just eating all the dorm food and stuff. So yeah, it's super
Yes.
important, I think, to take care of your health, and really like I think it helps with your gaming too, you know,
Exactly.
keeping
Helps. I
you.
mean, it helps with like, if mental focus and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and you can just kind of just be a little bit more locked in. I feel like, and there's nothing wrong, but like, you've been gaming for a while, just kind of stand up, maybe, walk around the block or something, or, knock out 10 push-ups during a loading screen or something to just kind of keep you active, I guess, keep the blood flowing. And, I don't know. It kind of keeps me a little bit more engaged, I think. So I'm just not just kind of sitting there like a blob sometimes. But yeah, got it. I mean, just sometimes you just got to go outside. Sometimes, and it helps.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I work at a call center, and I get to work from home every other week, but it's like it's so easy to get in that routine of just like sitting in a chair all day. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to get out. Like I always try going on a break, like go on a walk on my break and just get some fresh air, because like, you know, go touch some grass, as the people
Yeah, yeah.
say to people.
They say it for a reason. Go touch
Yeah,
some grass. You're like, you know what? I should go touch some grass. It can't hurt.
yeah, definitely. Uh, so one last question, just to tie it all together. What do you hope, like the audience, the listeners today, or anyone who's listening afterwards, takes away from your gaming journey and your experiences that you've shared?
Um, I like to have fun. I like to play the games that I like, and support the people that I like, and just have a good time. Because I think you asked like what are some of the negative things in the gaming community. So I just thought of it. One of the things that kind of bothers me is the people that play games that they actively do not like. And it's usually a lot of the big name streamers. It'll be, every time there's a Warzone update, it's like, oh, Warzone's dead, the end of Warzone, and they'll have like 6 videos of that where it's like, all right, dog, why don't you go play something different? Like Warzone isn't the only game. And I kind of found myself being like, I can stream other things. I don't have to just stream Warzone. I can stream God of War. I can stream Fall Guys, Ghost of Tsushima. Like there's way more other games that are going to be out there that you can stream that people like to play and watch. And like the game that I'm looking forward to coming out, they're putting out the it's not a remake, but it's kind of like a remastering of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna be putting that on the PS5. And I played that game a bunch of times. Like I could probably play that game in my sleep. But I love that game. And to have the ability to play it on, the PlayStation 5 and stream it and kind of share my experience playing that game with everybody else, I think that's gonna be cool. So it's like if you're someone that's looking to get into streaming, like don't feel like you gotta play just Warzone or Call of Duty. Like play the games you like. You're not the only one who likes that game. There's someone out there that's gonna be scrolling Twitch or Instagram or YouTube and see that game and be like, oh, I play that game too. Let me go check out their stream. So play the games you like. You don't like Warzone, play something different. Don't just play what you like. Someone out there likes it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that advice. I think it's really important. I think you're right. I think a lot of people get stuck and just like, well, I already started streaming this and I'm getting burnt out on it. It's like, go play something else. Like it's gonna do you a better favor. You're gonna get more followers if you're just happy while you're playing instead of just upset. So totally agree with that. And for anyone who's interested, I'm gonna have Marcus's links to his YouTube and his Instagram down below, so you guys can always check that out. I'll put that into the chat or something as well. Then this will be onto YouTube and onto like the podcast sharing website and Rumble. So we'll have it all over the place. But shoot us a like, shoot us a follow, give us some more comments. And I just really appreciate having you on, Marcus. It was a great chat, great getting to know you, and I'm sure we'll probably keep in touch here.
Yes, sir. Had a great time. Anytime.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.